In this video, we're going to take a look at both Escape the Witch Mountain and Return from Witch Mountain. The film featured is Escape the Witch Mountain, which was filmed in 1974 and released in 1975. Disney was dealing with a money crunch in 1974, which may explain why much of this film was shot on location. Also, at this point in Disney's history, they wanted their films to be more realistic, so they went outside of Disney for the director and the music. Believe it or not, for this film, Disney chose director John Huff for his work on the film The Legend of Hill House. And they chose composer Johnny Mandel for his work scoring many big-name films like the original MASH. Mandel would go on to score another big-name film for Disney a year later, Freaky Friday. Escape the Witch Mountain is based on a 1968 book of the same name written by Alexander Key. The basic story is the same in the movie as it is in the book. Tony and Tia are extraterrestrials with strange powers who are trying to be reunited with their people. But in the book, Jason O'Day isn't a depressed widower driving around in an RV. He's a Roman Catholic priest who sees his mission in saving Tia and Tony from Duranian as a way to fight the forces of evil. In the book, Duranian is working for a shadowy European cabal and not Aristotle Bolt. And in the flashbacks, their spaceship crashes after it is shot down by the Soviets over Russian-controlled Hungary, and Uncle Benet has to rescue the children from the communist-controlled military. Disney dropped the entire religious and political aspects of the book, opting for a more non-secular and non-political story. Escape the Witch Mountain launched a franchise for Disney that includes this film, a sequel, Return from Witch Mountain, released in 1978, a CBS network TV movie, Beyond Witch Mountain, released in 1982, a Disney Channel miniseries in 1995, and the reimagined remake, Race to Witch Mountain, released in 2009. I liked Escape the Witch Mountain as a kid and continue to appreciate it as an adult. It has more of a gritty and real feel to it than a lot of the Disney films that came out in the 1970s. Of course, part of that is because Disney faced a money crunch at the time, and they also hired an outside director who brought a different style to the film than the usual stable of Disney directors. There are even some scenes in this movie that kind of remind me of the film Jaws. In particular, the scenes where the locals are getting ready to hunt the children. These scenes have the same feel as the scenes in Jaws where the townspeople are getting ready to hunt the shark. I think in both films they cast locals in these roles. It's interesting that both films were released in 1975. If you think about it, the idea behind those sequences is very similar, even though those films were made by different studios with different directors. Well, those are my comments for this video. If you like these retro videos, please subscribe and leave a comment. All these things really help the channel. The film is Return from Witch Mountain, a 1978 sequel to 1975's Escape the Witch Mountain. Unlike the first movie, the sequel was not based on a book, although Disney did hire Alexander Key, Escape the Witch Mountain's author, to write the novelization. The film made a little over $18 million at the box office, which was actually $2 million less than the original made in 1975. In the movie, Tony and Tia are on vacation in Los Angeles when Tony is abducted by a mad scientist and a rich lady who brainwash him into using his powers for their own gains. Those characters were played by Christopher Lee and Bette Davis, and the film relies heavily on their star power to make such a far-fetched premise work. This film illustrates a period in Disney film history where Disney production values had far outpaced their story development and scripting. Starting around 1978, Disney films started to carry with them a high-quality look and technical prowess so far as sound, picture, special effects, and editing was concerned. Many films during this period were even nominated for Oscars in these technical categories. However, most of these films didn't do as well as Disney expected at the box office, and critical reviews were often mixed. Story development and scripting was often cited as the weakest element of their films during this period. Disney's lack of success with these films led to a period of self-examination in which the studio began changing formats and exploring different genres other than family entertainment. Most of these attempts to reinvent Disney films also failed at the box office, putting Disney in a weak financial position as a company, leading to great upheaval at the corporate level in 1983. I often describe watching movies from this period in Disney film history as feeling like you're watching a really good TV movie. They don't necessarily feel like a feature film, but they look good, they have familiar actors, and they're an easy watch. But when you compare them to other films of the time, these films often couldn't compete. Overall, I guess I like Return from Witch Mountain, but I do think it's overloaded with too many extra things and goofy gags. The sequences in the castle like lair, the dilapidated house, with the earthquake gang, and the adventure of the goat go on far too long. And the idea they would take a flying saucer to go on vacation seems kind of dumb for a bunch of people who want to avoid attention. For me, it's a lot like Smokey and the Bandit 2 was to the original Smokey and the Bandit. It's okay and it has some good parts, but there's a lot of it that's not worth very much. Well, those are my comments for this video. If you like these retro videos, please subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up, click the notification bell, and leave a comment. All these things really help the channel. Keep watching for more retro videos like this and other retro videos like Retro Talk. Take care of yourself and look out for others. Talk to you later. Bye. These commentaries were from previously posted videos. To see the full videos, click any of the links on this page. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourself and look out for others. Talk to you later. Bye.
This video brought to you by StockAgogo.com, Stock Photos.